everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure diorama review. Today, we're going to look at the Extreme Sets Dungeon pop-up diorama. Shout out to my boy RB. He runs an eBay store called RebTech. He sent me this item to review. I'll put a link to his eBay store in the description below. He sells a lot of Extreme Sets, and I can tell he's a trustworthy seller. So if you're looking for a place to get them, that's a great place to start. So this dungeon pop-up is one of the newest Extreme Sets they've released. It's sort of a dungeon lair. Kind of looks like a castle. I could see this being very useful with Gargoyles figures, maybe Dracula or Frankenstein, He-Man, Ghul. I can just think of a ton of uses for a dungeon or castle background setup. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, dungeon. It's a cardboard pop-up. Got a little skull on top of the door. Got the sort of castle-looking background here. There's a transparent piece. You can see what it's going to look like on the inside. Blank at the top, blank at the bottom. One side, dungeon, pop-up diorama, 1/12 scale. There's a barcode in case it helps anybody. On the back, Extreme Sets, pop-up diorama. We got a little description here, and then the barcode again. So with no further ado, let's open it up. Alright, now that we got this thing out of the package, here are all the pieces laid out. This thing is ready for assembly, and it looks like it's going to be quite a bit of stuff to do. Luckily, it also comes with an instruction book, and that's going to have the contents here. This thing comes with a floor piece, looks like 5 different wall pieces, a staircase, some columns, all kind of cool stuff. So, let's get started. So let's start off by taking these 2 columns and assembling them. They're completely flat right now. You got to sort of pop them open and then fold very firmly against the creases in the other direction. Fold all of these tabs inward. Then you want to insert this like so on both sides. Once you have them assembled, the 2 columns will look like this. And this next piece here, this looks to be a smaller column, but there's nothing on the inventory list like that. The closest thing I can think of is it's part of the stairs wall. Do the exact same thing with this. And once it's assembled, it'll look like this. Now let's assemble the staircase wall. You can see it's a wall, it's got a doorway in it. You'll want to pop this thing open, kind of like so, fold it against itself. You want to take each of these tabs, fold them inward, this entire thing, fold it over and crease it very firmly. Do that with all these pieces, then you'll pop it all together. Once that is assembled, it'll look like so. It's got the doorway, the torch, blank on the other side. Now let's assemble the small staircase. You only need these 4 pieces in front of you. The white one is sort of the main part of the small staircase. Then we have the top step, the middle step, and the bottom step. You'll want to start by assembling this main piece, creasing it. The white will be on the outside, the brown on the inside. Fold this piece in, crease it very firmly. Do the same here. Should look about like so. Then you'll take this top step. This is the largest flat cardboard piece. Fold it in the creases here. It's got this sort of wide flat area. You'll take it, you'll attach it on top. These tabs will go inside, and this will wrap around to the back. And the small staircase will look like this now. Next, we'll take this middle step, we'll crease it, and then it will attach here as the next step. And now it's looking like this. Now take the bottom step, crease it again, all the different places, including the tab, and then slide it in here. This tab is going to insert into here. And now the small staircase is assembled. It looks pretty good. Now we'll assemble the larger staircase. It's the exact same concept, just on a larger scale. Once again, keep the white on the outside, brown on the inside. You'll fold it along these 2 pieces here. Fold it very firmly. It's going to end up looking like this in the long run, but it won't stay together until you get some steps in. Now we do have 8 of these middle steps. We've got the bottom step and the top step here. We'll start off with the bottom step, the one with the tab on it. Take it, crease in all these places, insert it to the bottom set of stairs. It's going to wrap around. The tab will go into this hole here. And now with the first step attached, it's starting to take some shape. It's going to look like this. Next, you'll take these 8 middle steps here, crease them, and add them all. Here's one of the middle steps in. Now we'll attach the other 7. And here are all the middle steps attached. Last thing we're going to do is take the top step, fold it on these creases. It's going to go into the top, then wrap around and attach inside of here. Here's the large staircase, fully assembled. Now let's assemble these wall pieces. There are 4 standard wall pieces. 3 of them have different doorways on them. 1 is a straight wall. You can assemble them in any order you'd like. I personally am going to try to keep in order the instruction says, at least for now. Each piece here, it's got some tabs. You want to fold those inside, and the other side, you're going to crease this over. The tabs will insert into these slots here. So here are the 4 walls put together. Looking great so far. Let's go and add in the floor piecing. It's a very large piece, fold it up. Fold it open. Fold it open yet again. And this will cover up your entire castle. Now that we've got it in there, nice and proper, snug and lined up, here's your castle diorama. Let's go and prep the cell interior next. We'll take this thing, fold it on all the different creases, and what you're going to do, this tab's going to go inward, this is going to go up. This tab will fold in and go into this open slot here. And once that's assembled, it'll look like this. We'll insert that in a minute here. Now back to the castle or dungeon with the 4 walls and the flooring. You'll want to drop in the large staircase to the back right corner. Then add the smaller staircase leading up. Then you'll drop in the staircase wall. It'll block off and isolate the staircase, giving it its own hallway. Add the small wall by the small staircase. Now put in the pillars. You can put them anywhere you want, and they are optional. I can see them blocking some action figure photography. And the last thing you're going to want to do is add in the cell. It simply just stands behind the bars there. And now we've got this thing fully assembled. I think it looks fantastic. Now that we have this thing fully assembled, now let's go and check out the measurements of this thing, and it is huge. So as far as how wide it is, from one side to the other, about 38 inches wide. As far as how tall it is, sitting about 14 inches tall. And then as far as how deep it is, from front to back, about 26.5 inches deep. And if you want to add the cell in there, adds about another 6 inches. It could be about 32.5 inches deep. Now let's check out the different various action features of this diorama. So first of all, this diorama actually has some functioning doorways. This door here actually opens. You can see opening through the back, fingers kind of pop through. Now in order to fully open this door, you're going to fold the cardboard here, and that'll permanently change the way it's going to look. I don't mind it look good, stay flush, look flat, so I'm not going to fold it at this time. Next you have the cell here. It's one thing to have some bars on the wall and simulate a cell behind it, but this Extreme Sets actually gave you a cell piece to put behind there, and it's actually going to hold some figures. Here's an example of a couple of prisoners in the cell. And here's a quick look at the cell from above. It's roomy enough to hold 3 or 4 figures, complete ease. We've also got the staircase here. It's a fully functional, 3-dimensional staircase for your figures. And a top view of the staircase. I love how it's in an L shape. Gives it some uniqueness. And near the staircase, we've got 2 more fully functioning doors. This one is under the staircase, and this one's on the wall next to it. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the assembly, the measurements, and the action features of this diorama, now let's get some guys in it. I just got this NECA Gargoyles Goliath figure a couple days ago. I'm a huge fan of Gargoyles, and I love this figure. What are the odds? getting the Extreme Sets Dungeon and Castle set just a couple days later. This set will be great for the Gargoyles figures. It's huge, it's roomy. When we have the entire clan there, they're all going to fit. This is going to also work for some horror dioramas. Here's a couple of NECA Frankenstein figures. It'll be good for Frankenstein's castle, or possibly Dracula's castle. Here's Frankenstein coming down the staircase in his castle. Here's my Racial Ghul and his League of Shadows or League of Assassins. This is perfect for them. When I first bought this diorama, this is exactly what I had in mind. Racial Ghul is often overseas in a castle type setting with a bunch of ninjas training under him. In addition to these uses, I think he could be very useful with He-Man, Master of the Universe. I don't really have any of those figures. He could also be really good with Lord of the Rings type figures. I don't have many of those either. But I could find this diorama very useful, not just in my Batman world. Now let's check this thing out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how it fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines will work with it. One of the cool things about the Extreme sets, they work from anywhere to your smaller 6-inch figures, all the way up to your larger 7-inch figures, and would probably even work for your 8-inch figures. Here they are, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, some DST or Diamond Select toys, and some McFarlane toys. And here it is, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures, some NECA figures, and some Mattel wrestling figures. Then, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures, some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures, and some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse figures. And finally, next to some Mafex figures, some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and some SH Figure Arts action figures. Like I said before, it works great from the smaller end of 6-inch collecting to the larger end of 7-inch and probably even 8-inch collecting. Overall, this is a fantastic diorama. I wasn't super excited at first when I heard they were making an Extreme Sets Dungeon set, but after seeing it and realizing it was more of a castle set, I was all on board. This was originally purchased to be used for a diorama for my Racial Ghul League of Shadows or League of Assassins, but there's so much more that can be done with this thing. I just got the Gargoyles Goliath figure a couple days ago, and he is absolutely perfect for this. This is going to be great for your Gargoyles clan, especially when they make all 6 or 7 of them. Very spacious. I can see a ton of collectors doing a ton of cool things with this. I know He-Man, Master of the Universe is really hot stuff too. If I were to rate this thing, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I do prefer dioramas like the building and the police station, but this is really cool as well. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and diorama reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.